You only have one spine, and you need to do something about protecting it and keeping it as strong, as flexible, as mobile as you can. Welcome to the channel. My name is Jake Portalese. Thank you guys so much for being here. I'm going to make this video very short and brief just to let you know the importance of training your spine. I'm going to give you some exercises in this video as well. So currently I'm a chiropractic student nearing the end of my program here in Georgia. And something that I've come to find is how important this spine is. So this spine, these are all vertebra, okay? You have 7 vertebrae in your cervical, you have 12 vertebrae in your thoracic, and 5 in your lumbar. Out of these vertebrae come these thing called nerves. You can see in the model here, there's these little nerves that extend through these whole of the vertebra. So your spine is the protection of these nerves. Now your nerves travel to every lung, tissue, and organ in your body. Okay, now with that in mind, if I cut one of the nerves that leads to your heart, what would happen? You would die, right? It just straight up. If I cut one of these nerves, you would not be alive. That goes to your heart, or even matter of fact, that goes to your lungs to breathe. So that just shows you how important they are, okay? Now again, what protects the nerves is the spinal column, is the bones. Now, if one of these bones were out of misalignment and putting pressure on that nerve, causing interference to that nerve, again, that nerve travels to your lungs, to your heart, your tissues, your organs, digestive function, all different things. If one of these bones is just shifted, blocking the interference that travels to those to function, think about what will actually happen to the function of, let's say, your breath, right? Or a muscle that might be spasming, okay? So in chiropractic, we adjust the spinal column to free that interference so nerve function can flow more freely from the brain down through the spinal cord. Just a little preference of why this is so crucial. So we want to protect this column, okay? Now, how can we train the spinal cord for flexibility and for strength, for mobility? Here are a couple of ways. One of the great ways is training the 6 cardinal planes of motion. Now, the 6 cardinal planes of motion are first lateral flexion, so you're bending to one side and bending to the other. I'm going to throw up some clips here to make it easy for you guys. So you have lateral flexion, you have rotation, so rotating side to side, and then you have flexion and extension. Now it's important to do this as a unit, so we first do this standing upright, and we do this side to side, right? That's our first motion, is lateral flexion of the spine. That's gonna work our lumbars, that lower segment I first mentioned, and our thoracics. We then can come to the cervicals and do it as its own segment. That comes side to side, lateral flexion. Also, we have that rotation. So rotating my body, okay, lumbars and thoracics. As I'm rotating, I'm turning. The chest is rotating out to the side, and then it's coming back to the center. Same thing with the cervicals, rotating to the left and rotating to the right as its own segment. Then you have flexion and extension. So with flexion and extension, I'm flexing my body down first as a whole unit, and then coming back up in extension, even reaching my hands up to the sky. And the same thing goes for the cervicals. Now, the only other exercise I'd really give you to strengthen your body and strengthen the spinal cord here is Supermans. Now with Supermans, I'm alternating the movement here. This is really a posterior dominant chain that I'm working. So it's gonna work those intrinsic muscles like your multifidus, which attach primarily right to the spinal cord. These are going to make your spinal cord more durable and more strong. So when you do move around and you bend and you twist and you do all those cardinal planes of motion through your daily life, you're not going to twist and hurt yourself in an instant slip, instant muscle spasm, tear. These things aren't going to happen because you're training these daily. That's what you want to do. So here's what the Superman looks like. You're lying face down on, let's say, a yoga mat or a blanket, and you're alternating your hand lifting your right arm as you're lifting the left leg, and then you're pausing slightly at the top and then alternating to the other side. For all of these exercises, you want to do high reps, right? Because you're just using your body weight. So you think the Supermans, you want to be up towards, you can start with 50 reps, but you want to get up to like 100 to 200 reps of these. If you can train these consistently, I can only tell you that you are going to feel so much more strong, so much more fluid throughout your daily life. Okay, I can tell you numerous amounts of times I've gone through my life that I've definitely done an interesting turning movement, and I thought to myself, if I haven't been training these daily, I guarantee you I would have either pulled a muscle or I just would have been in some discomfort the next day. Okay, and the same goes for their cardinal ranges of motion. Consistently start with 15 reps on each side for each single range, right? Flexion, extension, lateral flexion, rotation, and then gradually increase them 25, going to 40. Over time you can do this. That's the video, keeping it short and brief. Wanted to talk about the importance of the spinal column, not only the vertebra, but the nerves that extend out, because this is your protection. That spine is your protection, and that muscles house right on the spine really helps support with that motion, because we're really protecting the master control unit, which is that nervous system. I love y'all. God bless. If you learned something new, drop it in the comment section below. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next video. Peace.